Alright, so when you first get into all of this, it seems like an overwhelming amount of things to learn, but as you go on, you will realize that there's really a few key things that you use over and over again on a consistent basis. In this video, I'm going to show you the basic things I use on pretty much every shot. And later I'm going to go into each effect more in depth, but for now I'm just going to give you an overview of everything so you can get started playing around and making your videos look better. So let's do it. Alright, so let's take the clip, drag it into the new comp button. Here we go, it's a guy walking down this cool alleyway. It's a shot taken from our film The Medallion. First thing we want to do is go to Layer, New, Solid. We'll call this Vignette. Always make sure it's the comp size, click OK. Now vignettes, if you look for them, you'll see them all the time in TV movies, to the point it's ridiculous. Obviously that they're there, but what they do is they really manipulate the eye to look towards whatever it is they're wanting you to look at. Basically, it's like artificial lighting is what I've called it in the past. I did a shot before, or a short film, and it was horribly shot, but I added this effect to all the shots and I got a ton of praise on, oh, the lighting was just so good. Really it wasn't, it was this effect. So if you go up to the ellipse tool, it might be the rectangle tool. You just hold it and choose the ellipse tool. Double click it. Next you just want to go where it has mask, tell it to subtract. Hit M twice on the keyboard, it will bring up all the mask properties. Set the feather to, you don't want to do it too little. I try to usually do around, depending on what resolution you shot in, but 500. And then take that, lower the opacity to 50. It doesn't seem like it really did anything, but if you turn it off and on, it really does bring the focus to the center without you even noticing it's there. It's pretty radical. Alright, next go to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer. Now we're going to do our color grading. So we'll go to Effect, Color Correction, and everyone's favorite, curves. First thing I do, you want to give it an S curve, basically give it some contrast. It's pretty good. Go to the red channel, lower the reds. It seems extreme, but if you look at Transformers, tons of other films, it is in every shot. I was flipping through TV and 5 channels in a row, everything I turned to had this extreme green look, and people just take it as is, as if it's realistic. Next we'll go to the blue channel, and I want to give this an S curve as well. You know, it's different for every shot, every project, but this is, you know, this is what I chose for this shot. So if you turn that off, back on, you're really getting a different look. Next I'll go to Effect, Color Correction, and Tint. And mount to tint, I would do it at 40, around 40. It's not too picky on that, and this depends on what you want to. You know, if you wanted a bright and more cheery, magical fantasy world, you might want to do it brighter. I'm trying to show, you know, he's in this, I guess, darker in the slumps, so it's very desaturated. And all these effects always need to be motivated, and right now I'm teaching the basics to slap on, but the reason we're going to go more into depth is so you know why to use these effects, how they work, I guess the philosophy behind them, and you can, you know, do your own versions of them according to the story you're telling, which is always priority over any, you know, any cool. It's not meant to just look cool. So anyways, let's go to Effect, Levels, and we will take this top one and just lower that. It's going to clip the blacks, give it just a little bit darker look, which kills the dynamic range technically, but you know, maybe I want that. So this is where we're at now. You want to look at the before and after before looks pretty good. After, and that doesn't mean that it looks better necessarily, but it means it's different. Technically, the more stereotypical cinematic look. Next, I want to go to effect. No, I don't. I want to go to layer, new, solid. And we're basically going to change the aspect ratio because theater aspect ratio with 2K, 4K is different than high definition. It's more of a widescreen look, even more widescreen. So we're going to do that now. So this is your one bar. If you hold shift and drag it down. Okay, let's do that again. Hold shift, drag it down. It'll move only vertically or horizontally. Let's do that about here. Normally you actually just change the aspect ratio in the composition, but this is kind of the amateur quick way. It's not perfect, but if you're using, doing a YouTube video, this will work fine. Otherwise, I would recommend you make sure you know what dimensions you want to use. Alright, if you press Command D, it'll duplicate the layer, take it, drag it up. You want to match roughly where it is on the bottom. Next, it's a little high, so I'm going to take the shot, raise it up, and go earlier in the shot. We'll lower it a little bit. Okay, last thing I want to do is this white on the side is really bothering me. It's very distracting because it's so bright and the eye's usually drawn to the brighter pieces. So a little set extension trick. Take the footage layer, press Command D, duplicate it. Next, come up here to the pen tool, or G on the keyboard. Draw a mask around the brick. Click this, you can turn the mask off. Well, the mask is on, but you can't see it. Click the layer, drag it over, and then if you press MM again on the keyboard, you can feather it out and then expand it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe, and there's plenty more to come. So until next time.